here's the big question. You're interested in value investing and valuing and evaluating businesses on a deep level, but you don't know how, even after researching for hours, probably dozens of hours, hundreds of hours on the internet, and because nobody else shows you how to do it. This podcast has all those answers and much more about value investing in finance. My name is Jason Rivera. Welcome to Value Investing in Your Car. Hey, Jason here. In this episode of Value Investing in Your Car, I'm going to tell you 5 things that have helped me become enormously more productive in the last 2.5 years or so, and that will help you do the same. First, I need to tell you this podcast is available on all major podcasting platforms for free, anywhere in the world: iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spotify, Anchor, and others. All major podcasting platforms, this podcast is available for free anywhere in the world. So, I am constantly trying to figure out how to do things better, more efficiently, taking less time, all this kind of stuff. Mainly because that's just the type of person that I am, but also because of my severe health issues in the past that I still deal with to a degree to this day. My dizziness. If I work too much, do too much, it doesn't matter how much or how little I move, which movement is usually what affects the dizziness and makes it really bad. But if I work too much, do too much, I get horribly dizzy. So I have to be more productive with my time. And over the years, I've tried to figure out different ways to become more productive. I've talked about this to a degree in past videos, but I want to tell you 5 things that have helped me enormously in the past 2.5 years or so that will help you as well. So, first thing is, I'm going to go in kind of reverse order of things that I started most recently to the oldest. So, first thing is, or the most recent thing is waking up at 5:30 in the morning and stretching and exercising. And by exercising, I mean doing a little bit of push-ups, flutter kicks, and self-standing squats, I guess is what they're called. Before this, from about early April to early August, I was sick pretty much off and on for, April, May, June, July, August, for almost 5 months. Straight on and off. Just, I would feel great for a week or two, and then I would just feel terrible, be horribly dizzy, get sick for a week or two, and then this would just kind of repeat. So I'm trying to figure out, with the stretching and exercising, how to get sick less, frankly. Because when I'm sick, I don't know if it's something to do with my balance center, inner ear, or whatever, but for whatever reason, anytime I get sick, even if it's just a minor, like the rest of my family gets a minor cold, I get it 10 times worse. So, and usually after I got sinus surgery years ago, I now get sinus infections on a pretty regular basis. So that's what I was getting pretty regularly. So with the stretching and exercising, I'm trying to figure out how to be not sick more often so I don't feel horribly dizzy and I can be more productive. So far, it's working. Haven't been sick since early August. It's now mid-September as of this recording. I don't know. Again, I don't know if this is part of it or if I'm just got the sinus infection completely out with the antibiotics last time I got a sinus infection, or what is the cause. But I haven't been sick since, and I feel better. I have more energy. I'm able to focus longer during the day. Those kind of things. I've also added to this to a degree is I'm not necessarily on a diet, but I'm eating better as well. Eating mostly fruit, some veggies, and meat. So fruit, meat, and some veggies. I've tried to knock out, I'm not going completely off carbs and stuff like that, but I know I was eating too many because I I did a little test and I ate some potatoes out of roast one night after I'd been on this for about 2-3 weeks, and I just felt awful. So I either have a potato allergy or something in my body is reacting to carbs or whatever. That was the only thing different I ate that day before and the day before. So that had to have been it. So that's helped as well. All of this, again, more energy, make it easier to focus, and I'm less dizzy, not sick, or not getting sick, so I'm less dizzy from that as well. So more productivity time. Next thing is delegating and eliminating tasks that are unnecessary or that unnecessary for me to do, is the best way to put it. I talked about this in my talks with Dan Sullivan and Unique Ability and what is your competitive advantages, and those will be linked below this for more context. But over the last probably 1.5 to 2 years, I've tried to eliminate or delegate as much as I possibly can so I can focus on creating content, servicing clients, thinking about grand level strategy stuff, letting my team members handle some of the actual tactical stuff, or most of the tactical stuff. And that is not only made me more productive in terms of bringing this content to you guys, because before I started doing this kind of stuff, I was releasing 1 or 2 blog posts a week. Now I'm releasing 5 blog posts every week, plus still reading, still servicing clients, still doing all the other stuff I need to be doing as well. So that's helped me become more productive. And when I talk about delegating or eliminating tasks, stuff I am not great at or don't like doing, and it's not worth my time doing, I generally delegate if I can't eliminate them to my teammates to do, because it's still necessary stuff that needs to get done, but I need to focus on the actual business instead of how to get things done, because frankly I don't care if they get done, or as long as they get done in a quality and efficient way. I don't care how they're done. My way isn't necessarily the best way to do many things. So, and I've talked about this with design specifically, because I suck at design. So I've delegated that almost 100% to my team. So that's another example. So exercising, stretching, eating better, and delegating and eliminating things I'm either not good at, don't want to do, or not worth my time to do. Next thing is meditating. I've meditated now for something like around 750 straight days. I initially started it after reading Tim Ferriss's Tools of Titans, because I knew about it for years, and I was like, whatever, it's not going to work, this hippie thing, and just whatever, it's not going to work. But finally I got to the point, because I've struggled with sleeping my entire life. Even when I was a kid, I remember it would take me 30, 45 minutes, sometimes 2-3 hours to fall asleep because my mind wouldn't stop racing. And it's been like that pretty much my entire life. So finally I got to the point where I was like, I need to try something, because sleeping pills don't work. They make me feel like crap in the morning. They make me more dizzy in the morning. Benadryl doesn't work. It makes my mind race even more, so it takes me even longer to fall asleep. Then it makes my dizziness worse in the morning. Melatonin doesn't work for the most part either. It does nothing. Sometimes it does nothing, or the next morning I wake up feeling super groggy. So those didn't work. Exercise didn't work off and on. And when I mean off and on, usually when I exercise before, it usually just made me super dizzy because I tried to do too much. So this, I've really backed off this time and going slow, really slow, like 10, 20, 30 push-ups is an example. And I know I can do more, but if I do too much, I know I'm going to make myself super dizzy. So I'm trying to find that balance right now. So another tip, going back to the exercising before we keep moving on with meditating, is I used to exercise when I occasionally would try exercising at night, because in case I felt horrible dizziness wise, I could go to sleep and kind of get rid of it the next morning. That never worked, because I have less willpower at night and I want to do less stuff, and I just kind of want to sit around and hang out with my kids at night. I don't want to do something physically or mentally taxing. So instead of doing that, I wake up now at 5:30 in the morning, do my stretching and exercises, and still get to hang out with my kids in the morning. And then if I need to, take a short nap after that to get rid of the dizziness, because I don't know, it kind of resets my mind. I don't really know how it works, but it somehow resets me, and then I feel better the rest of the day. So changing from the morning, or from at night to the morning, helped with the exercise habit and getting up early habit as well. Getting back to meditating. So not only has it helped me sleep better, I now estimate when I first started meditating, I did it for 10 minutes a day. Now I do it for 20 minutes a day at the very least. I estimate that going down, taking sometimes up to 2-3 hours, and always more than 30-45 minutes to fall asleep, I'm now down to probably 20-25 minutes to fall asleep. So I'm getting extra sleep, plus I'm getting deeper sleep as well, which is, I've studied sleep a lot more lately, and the deeper sleep where you're dreaming and having and doing stuff like that is a lot better for you in terms of cleaning your mind out, I guess, cleaning the fluids out and helping you remember stuff. And napping and sleeping has shown to be sort of a superpower, is what one sleep scientist says about it. Is he calls it a superpower, because it not only does it help you remember more things, and this goes for napping as well, just not sleeping, helps you remember things better, helps you compartmentalize and put mental models together better, helps you put concepts together better. But they also, people who sleep less than, I think it was 7 hours a night on average for a long time period, have a far higher likelihood of heart disease, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, dementia, and I think there were some others, but those are the main ones. So it's really bad for your health as well to not sleep good on a regular basis. So, and again, I feel better the next day usually. I'm still tired because of the medication I'm on, and because the medication I'm on that helps with the dizziness, one of the side effects is it makes me really tired. So this is another reason I had to figure out how to be more productive. I used to have to take 2-3 hour long naps. With meditation, every day. With meditation, I'm down to 30 minutes, either 0 to an hour long nap, 0 minutes to an hour long nap every day. And again, sometimes I don't even take naps, like where I fully fall asleep at all during the day. I just lay down with my eyes closed for 20-30 minutes and again, kind of reset the dizziness if I'm dizzy. So not only has it given me more time and better sleep at night, it's given me more time during the day. I feel better during the day. I'm able to focus for longer periods of time. I'm able to spend more productive time, or spend more time being productive. And all these, I cannot recommend meditating enough now that I've done it for, again, 750 plus days. And again, I was the person where, well, whatever, and the macho thing, and this is a hippie thing, this isn't going to do anything, or this is going to make me talk like one of those hippies in the movies where everything's okay, man. It's really changed my life, for a lack of a better term. It's changed my life enormously. And the reason I finally got into it after reading Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss is because I think he said something like 80% of the people in that book, and if you haven't read the book, it's super high level successful people from all walks of business, life, military, artists, musicians, athletes, super high level people. I think he said around 80% plus of people meditated. So I was like, well, if these people are super successful and they're meditating, and they think this is part of their success, I should at least try it. So, and again, I can't emphasize enough how much this has changed for pretty much my everyday life. Because if I don't get enough sleep, I get super dizzy. It's hard for me to concentrate, and I'm not able to do productive work for very long. So this is literally, again, transformed everything. I'm in a better mood. I'm able to do more work. I'm able to be more productive, able to be in a better mood for my wife and kids and clients. And again, I can't recommend it enough. Another thing it's helped me do is, apparently I used to be really tight everywhere, especially up here. My muscles used to be really tight pretty much everywhere because of, well, I don't know because I'm not a doctor, but I'm assuming from sitting at the computer for hours a day. That's helped release. Meditation has helped me be able to focus. Sorry, getting a call here. That has helped me be able to focus on each individual muscle when I'm actually meditating and loosen it up and relax individual muscles so I'm not as tight. I used to get massive headaches almost every single day, related to the dizziness issue or something. They're in concert with each other somehow. Now I only get massive headaches either when I do too much during an individual day, I move around too much during an individual day, or if there's a storm and it just kind of sits over and just downpours, because of the pressure change, I get really bad headaches too. So other than that, it's eliminated massive headaches for the most part. I get better sleep, better mood, more able to focus. Again, I can't emphasize how much this has helped. I just can't. Highly recommend at least trying it. The app I use is Calm, and I pay for, I think it's $60 for a year, something like that. Probably don't spend another $60 better the rest of the year, even including books and learning programs and stuff like that, because frankly, I was using books and learning from books and programs before, and I was still having these issues with sleeping and not being able to focus. So I cannot recommend this enough. There's also Headspace I liked as well. I just like Calm better because there's more options. And maybe there is more options now for Headspace too, but at the time there was just one voice on Headspace, and it was kind of, after a while, just can get kind of monotonous. So cannot recommend meditating enough. Next thing is writing every workday in Grant Cardone's 10X planner. If you don't know what it is, it's a planner that on one side you write down what you're doing during the day, and I think it goes from like 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night. You write down what you're doing, blah, 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 blah. On each, I think it's a 15 or 30 minute section. No, it's an hour-long section, but it's an hour. I'm trying to visualize it in my head because I've been doing it so long. So it's an hour long. On the left side of the page, it's an hour long kind of increments of your day, and you write what you're going to do in each part of the day. That's just so he has a saying that if there's too much white space, you're going to get in trouble, I think is what he says, because when he had too much white space, which is what he considered free time, he would get into trouble and do stupid stuff. I've never had that problem doing stupid stuff or procrastinating, I didn't think I did. I'll get to that in a second. But just doing that is helpful in itself, but the second side of the page is where the more powerful aspect and concepts come in. On the right side of the page, you write your goals. You write your, I don't remember what he calls them, it's not daily tasks, but you write what you're doing for the day. You write your goals at the top in the morning. You write your daily tasks in the morning, and then you write your goals again at the end of the night. So his thinking is, if you write your goals, not only are you writing them twice a day, so you're thinking or keeping them in your mind, but you're writing them in the morning, right before you get to work, and at night, right before you go to bed. So you can think about this kind of stuff when you go to bed. Enormously powerful just to put into words and written words what you want to focus on and what you want to reach towards. And in the daily task part, how you're going to, on a daily basis, get to or do what you need to do. So incredibly powerful. I think he talks about this in Be Obsessed or Be Average, his book, or he talks about it in one of his videos on YouTube. I'm going from reverse order, so this is longer ago. Been doing this for about 2.5, 3 years now. So I don't remember exactly where I heard about this 10X planner specifically, but just look it up online, and there's probably a video about it and how it can help me enormously. Again, just kind of thinking about it every day instead of just doing everything randomly like I used to. So those 4 things so far are ultra important, especially the meditation. Ultra important. But this last thing, and I think everybody should do these, but if you have to pick one thing to do and you want to start off, because again, I've been doing this for somewhere up to 2.5, 3 years. So if you want to just pick one to kind of start off with, I would pick this one that's about to come up. So tracking my time, diligently tracking my time. When I hired my first team member, again, this is about 2.5, 3 years ago, I did it via, I think it was Hubstaff Talent, and there's a, I don't know what it's called, a tracker where you can track their time and their screenshots to make sure they're doing work, which is important, of course, especially when you're new with a person. But more importantly for me is it allowed me to track my time as well. At first I wasn't going to do it, and I was like, I know pretty much what I do, pretty much the same stuff every day, and then I pretty much know how much time I'm using to be productive. I did not. So when I track almost everything I do. It's either I'm tracking time, or I'm spending time with my family, or I'm sleeping. So if I'm sleeping or with my family, I don't track time. Pretty much every other thing I track my time for. So when I first started, again, I thought I was productive. I'd been studying productivity and I'd become more productive for years. And so I thought I was pretty productive. When I first started tracking my time, I found out that I was really doing real kind of work anywhere from 2 to 6 hours a day. That was it. And I thought I was being super productive with my time. I was not. I was watching far more TV than I thought I was. I was procrastinating far more than I thought I was. I was doing things that were necessarily unproductive, or that weren't productive, a lot more than I thought I was. So just by eliminating these things right here, probably doubled, in some cases tripled, the amount I'm able to actually work and get real stuff, productive stuff done now. It's also helped me cut completely out of TV, because it's actually funny because right after this I read a study that most people say they watch like 1 or 2 hours of TV a day, but then they actually like track them, and they were watching anywhere from 4 to 6 hours of TV a day. So they were watching 2 to 3 times what they thought they were doing, and I fell into that same group. So tracking my time has become insanely powerful. And again, I still do it to this day, even though I know I'm a lot more productive now because I'm actually tracking my time. So if you don't have a team, you don't need to use Hubstaff. I'm sure there's time tracker software out there. Because I have a team and it tracks their time along with my time, I think it's $40 a month. Cannot recommend tracking your time enough, because you're probably being far less productive than you think you are if you're anything like me. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're better than me, and that's completely possible and probably probable, especially from where I was at 2-3 years ago. But you're probably still a lot less productive than you could be if you were tracking your time and you knew specifically how much time you were doing tasks or certain tasks about. And again, incredibly powerful. I cannot recommend this and meditation enough, but if I had to choose one thing off of this list, it would even be tracking time over meditation. If you want to start, track your time, and I can guarantee you will find areas you can cut to become more productive. Guarantee it. And again, I'm still to the point now where even though I'm far more productive, I know there are places where I can be more productive. I just choose at this point, actually choose, not just kind of guess. I choose not to be more productive on a certain day, because I know if I push myself too far, I'm going to be super dizzy either the rest of the night or the next day, or I want to spend time with my wife and kids. It's not just, oh, I think I'm doing this. I actually know how much time I'm putting into stuff now. So incredibly, incredibly, incredibly powerful. So these 5 things, to run a recap, that will have helped me become enormously, probably by my estimates, 2 to 4 times more productive than I used to be, and will help you as well increase your productivity. I don't know, I'm struggling to say that word right now. Productivity enormously as well. Stretching, exercising, eating better, delegating, eliminating tasks. Excuse me. Meditating. There's a 4th one. What was the 4th one? Tasks. Oh, the 10X planner and tracking your time. If you do these 5 things, I can guarantee you'll at least double your productivity. Again, there I struggle again. You will at least double your productivity, because again, I've done this for 2 to 4 years, or 2.5, 3 years now, and I would estimate that I'm probably at least 2 to 4x more times more productive than I used to be. So, and I'm still tweaking and still trying to figure things out. So, but I wanted to tell you about this because I've been thinking about it for a while, and I just keep forgetting to talk about it. So I hope this brought you a ton of value. If you want specific app recommendations, whatever, I talked about a lot of that in the actual video. But if you want specific recommendations, more detail on these recommendations, let me know in the comments below. Comments on YouTube, comments on the podcast. I look at all comments myself and answer them myself. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, love, share, subscribe, and hit the bell every time, so you're notified every time we're releasing a video, and releasing new videos all the time. If you're listening to this as a podcast, thank you. Make sure to download, like, love, share, subscribe, because we're releasing new podcast episodes all the time. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, I'd love to hear your productivity hacks as well. Because again, I'm still constantly learning. I just added the stretching, exercising, eating better about 30, 45 days ago now. So that's pretty new for me. So I'd love to hear your productivity hacks. What helps you become more productive? What helps you focus better? All these kind of things. Again, I'm constantly learning, constantly trying to get better, constantly trying to evolve, so to get to that next level where I want to be. So if you have some tips you think I should know about, tips you think I should that I missed, let me know. I'd love to hear about them, love to learn about them. Until next time, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Talk soon.